Hello and welcome to the not so brand new, not so season 2 of the Farther from the Point podcast. I am your co-host Fariz, and this right here is my co-host,
the new bride, Hana.
Why are you a new bride, co-host Farhana?
I don't have my... Why Farhana? Hana. It's fine. That's my name anyways. No, I'm a new bride because I just got married like 3 months ago.
To who?
To some asshole in an ugly orange shirt, you know. But the best part is I did not have my wedding ring on this
Yeah, we're
episode.
actually not wearing the
We
ring.
have nothing here.
But yeah, for those who
Do not know.
for some reason don't know, we are married now, which would probably explain the title of the episode, because we are going to be sharing with you, lucky viewers and or listeners, how to throw a wedding right here in beautiful sunny Singapore. Ironic because it's pretty dull and grey outside because it's like drizzling. But before we get into the meat of the episode,
I would like to talk about my outfit. This is a matching PJ set. Alright. Okay.
yes, we woke up like 3 hours ago and here we are finally recording the episode. It's been a long time.
No, this is our first episode of the year.
This is, we've been busy doing other stuff.
Getting
like
married.
Like the wedding. Our last episode was recording at like December 2022.
Yeah.
It is currently September 2023.
9/11. Oh,
Is it 9/11?
today is 9.
It's 9/11. Let's collectively fucking forget about it because seriously it's been like 20 years.
It's a dark start to the episode.
Yeah, weddings. So
Mm.
speaking of weddings, speaking of dark things. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute. Our last episode was the farewell episode for 2022, and here we are.
Welcoming
Like,
2023 in September.
like 9 months later, in the year of our Lord 2023, talking about weddings. Is my foot in the shot? It is not, thank God. Is there anything else we should update?
Yes.
What else has been new? What else is new?
Can I share that we work together now?
Let's not share the company,
No.
but we also work the same job. No, we don't. We work at the same company. We don't share the
Company.
same job. We're
We
both
don't-
cleaners.
This is actually my uniform.
This is our work uniforms.
Nah.
Yeah.
So we actually work in the same company.
Or should we describe it for our audio listeners?
Mhm.
What are you wearing? You're wearing a nurse outfit.
No. Yeah. No.
Does
It's
that
not
does that tie
pajamas.
into why we're married? It's because we cosplay a lot. Shout out to insert convention name here. So let's get started with let's get started with our first topic. Oh, by the way, we have topics now because we are a legitimate podcast. No more of that funny business. No.
No, because we signed that in our marriage contract that we're finally going to keep on track.
Shit, we are
We are like
contractually
obligated.
obligated.
Yeah.
We are contractually obligated to be professional. No more of that funny business, hoo-ha, nonsense. We are a legitimate podcast, so we don't do comedy anymore. We only do facts, and we only talk about why alpha males are the dominant species and why you shouldn't be a beta male. But now sigma males
males.
are the new alpha.
Yeah, and that's why the next episode will be titled "How We Got Divorced."
Well, come back as season 3 episode.
It's not gonna last that long. It's just a
No,
welcome to episode 2 of
we have
season 2.
season 2 episode 1, which is this episode.
And then season 3.
then the next episode will be season 3 episode 1, why we got divorced.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
How to do a divorce in
How
Singapore.
to do a divorce.
Yeah, so we have alpha, beta, and sigma males.
Then
but
you have to look at
the-
the camera and do that face.
the next
The
sigma males. But we also
Oh.
can't forget
I was
we also cannot forget that women are property.
To all my lady viewers out there and all my ladies.
All 2 of them.
Wow.
All 2 ladies
because
ever.
because we got 2 viewers. So both are ladies. Hi, mom.
Oh God.
No, but yeah. Why there is also Sigma trend on women?
There's Sigma female? Is that
Yeah,
a thing?
apparently.
I thought women were just property.
Oh.
Like, that's it.
Mm.
Like, males, they're tiers.
Uh-huh.
There are also tiers.
Uh-huh.
And then women.
Caused by women, okay.
Caused by women. Because that's what happens when you get married. You become a beta male.
Oh, so I'm alpha now.
So yeah, women become the alpha in the married relationship. No questions about it. So Andrew Tate, fuck you. Is he still in prison?
I don't know.
Who cares?
I know.
Who gives a
It's
shit?
like-
Andrew Tate is like, he's like out of picture now. He's like old news now.
He's old news. His fans are not.
Oh God, you're not wrong. Yeah, because now our podcast is directly competing with them. Because
The fans.
I don't
Or
know.
what we just.
I don't know. It's like fans of Andrew Tate, and I don't actually know if he has a podcast or just like a YouTube show or he just tweets random bullshit.
Mm.
I kind of forgot. It's been a while since I heard anything about Andrew Tate. Last thing I know is like he was in prison.
Recording a podcast, maybe.
He was recording a podcast in prison. No, he actually did do a thing where like he recreated his stint
Arrest?
in prison,
Oh.
like in the Romanian prison. So it was weird because it was like a week-long live stream where he just kind of slept in a room and that was it.
So what we do every night.
Yeah, so we don't live stream it. So we are obviously out of the loop,
Mm.
which is sad.
We should.
We should do a live. We should just go full-time Twitch stream.
While we're sleeping, or
Yeah, that's also a Twitch stream thing.
people go to bed and other people watch them just sleeping.
Yeah. And then sometimes part of it is like it is a TikTok live thing where like people like sleep live and then you know those like gifts? Like you
Mhm.
can gift to people on like
UP
TikTok.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, they do this thing where like every gift you give like plays a sound or a noise or some stupid
And
shit.
that's the ASMR.
And like they not say ASMR, like the whole point of the life is like, yo, you're trying to wake me up. But in reality, every time you give a gift, like you buy, like it's real life money, I think. So
yeah.
like the money goes to the streamer.
We're not
so-
monetizing enough.
So social media is a fucking nightmare now. And it's our job to expose the nightmare. Come back every, what day is it? Saturday. Well, except it's not going up tonight.
Yeah.
Come back when I figure out how to make a schedule.
Okay, we wrapped the episode.
What are we talking about?
Weddings.
Alright, wedding. Alright, we'll come in with our real professional segment, part 1, segment 1, which is how. No. I have an iPad here. That's how legitimate we are. I have like pointers now.
And the case is pink.
And
But it looks a bit
case is
white.
pink. Oh, speaking of wedding, this is also one of the wedding gifts we got.
Woo woo! I want to share a very quick story about how the wedding gifts that we were supposed to exchange.
Wow,
We
Hana, you
actually-
can't do that. That you're going farther from the point.
What? Just cuts. No, we actually entered the shop to get me a new pair of headphones. The Sony.
Oh yeah,
is
we're
it?
gonna get you the Sony XM5s.
Yes, we entered that. We saw the price. We walked out. Somehow entered in an Apple store,
And we got an iPad
iPad
mini.
mini, yeah.
With like, okay, not including the pencil. It was like the same price as the Sony XM5s,
yeah.
which is bizarre to me. But like,
Yeah. So
tune
now
in
we own
next
an
episode where we take down capitalism.
capitalism.
More like crapitalism. Am I right,
But,
ladies?
stop it. Stop talking to our two viewers and stop calling out my mom.
It's called engagement.
With my mom?
Yes.
All right.
All right, we'll get into our first segment. What goes into a wedding?
Me.
Well, two people who love each other very much.
Ew.
They close the doors. They
Hey, I said wedding, not about what
They-
happens after.
play
House?
Twister very passionately, and then
They
9
go to
months
a
later,
chiropractor after
you
that.
either get a boy or an abortion. Was that an Aladdin joke or an Aladdin joke?
What Aladdin?
Are you HIV Aladdin?
Oh,
Aladdin?
shut up. I forgot like for a
We
second.
gotta like we
Yeah.
as a society have to move on from the Borat jokes
You-
and recognize that Sacha Baron Cohen has made like better movies, and by better movies I mean
Borat 2 or
I can only remember like what was the name of the movie? The Dictator? Or was it-
Dictator.
Aladdin was pretty good. You gotta stop with the Borat jokes and go into Aladdin jokes. Am I Aladdin?
You're Aladdin.
According to Americans, I am.
Arabian Nights. That's the Aladdin that I know.
I like how I came up with a whole structure for the show to make it less insane,
oh.
and then I introduced the point and I immediately derail.
That's on you.
That's the
What's the problem?
so what goes into the wedding?
About I think at least 17,000 things.
At least
At least 17,000 things. Yeah.
that's an
Okay.
underblock wedding.
No, that one's 20,000 minimally. But wait, what? Okay, I guess we can split it in like big categories. Let's attack it chunk by chunk. What
Yes.
goes into a wedding? Let me see. Decor, music, food,
Money.
people. Money is the main thing.
Oh,
We're not going to go there. If not, we will have to share our Excel sheet with you with how much we spent.
it becomes
at
a
the wedding.
real podcast.
A podcast,
like
and then you were not joking about it. Yeah, so let's start with decor. Or aesthetics,
so
I guess.
It's been a while, and I think by the time this episode comes out, we would have
Gotten married, yeah.
we would have gotten married officially.
Yeah.
In the eyes of God. This is a halal wedding.
This is what?
This is a halal wedding.
Could you say it a bit closer to the mic?
It was a halal.
No. Was it like real that just came out?
That was a real burp that came out. I wasn't playing.
Do you
Yeah,
speak?
it's like we can see the peaks on the.
Peak in the mic.
What was that?
So it's a decor. I just said
no.
decor.
Okay, so by the time this episode comes out, I think on our own socials we would be like posting more. So I guess just to give like a little bit of, not say context, but I think we're at a position to like kind of share a little bit of what happened. So we got married in June.
11.
And, on the 11th of June at the beautiful Tiara wedding space that's over at
Waterfront.
Tiara Waterfront wedding space over at the Singapore Indoor Stadium, and it was great. It was a beautiful place, beautiful venue.
In front of the Kallang River, just in case
Yeah.
he had like cold feet and he wanted to jump and kill himself. The river
Yeah,
was
the
right
options were there,
there.
like plan A all the way to plan divorce.
You mean next episode?
Next episode.
Plan A to next episode. But yeah,
It was there, and we got our wedding covered by the fantastic colossal photographers, colossal wedding photographers. Because it's talking about colossal is weird because it's like they have
the business.
they have like colossal event coverage
and the
which
corporate and
they have a corporate coverage. Then they also have the wedding coverage.
yeah.
But it's all under like
Colossal.
the colossal brand.
Yeah.
It gets a bit weird talking about them, but they're great. Colossal
Oh my
was
God,
great.
Yes.
We're on like the last stretch where we actually received like the wedding album.
And
the
a
print.
canvas, because he insisted he wanted a giant canvas. We
This
were
is
actually
dope.
debating about the photos to be printed. He just wanted food. He
That
wanted
is-
to frame food.
Yeah,
What, prawns? Or
great.
was it the lamb shank?
It was the lamb shank.
He wanted to frame
Yeah.
the lamb shank. We paid quite a bit of money, but the thing is, we really do love Colossal's work.
Yes.
So, but he wanted we had. I was trying to pick like cute couple photos to print out because he wanted a canvas print. I just wanted an album, but no, this guy was scrolling through to see which lamb shank shot should make it printed.
It was like the reason for context is because like we want to talk about decor, but Tiara Waterfront is kind of like is one of those venues where like there are venues where you can hire literally just
A space, basically.
just the space,
Yeah.
and then like maybe they provide like the chairs and tables and some stuff, but there are also other ways. For example, classic Malay wedding community centers. They really just give you the space, and then everything that goes into the space is
It's
it's
on
like
you.
you hire another person to get it.
Yeah.
But Tiara is one of those venues where everything is very all encompassing. Like they have their own decor,
Like packages, the food. Oh my God, the
Yes.
food.
And being a Muslim wedding, like we had a pelamin, which is like a
stage, a dais, yeah.
a dais. Yeah, that's the word. It's like a main dais, and tiara, like they supply all of that, including the decor.
Oh, the dais, yes.
Dais was
We only
grand,
found
I
out
think.
about it. Okay, so usually for weddings, the standard dais decor,
It's
you know,
gonna-
a lot of flowers and whatever not,
Yeah.
or like a little arch or whatever that they put. So we did not know what the dais was going to be until a couple of days before the wedding, I would say.
probably like a week.
A week,
Like
yeah.
a week before.
So finally, and I was getting so nervous, but when they finally showed us like via a video call, I think I was in that video call.
You took the video call.
Yeah, I
was
took the video
busy
call.
with some.
Yeah. Your last masturbation or something. I can't remember.
Lit-
Make it sound
lit-
like the last supper, the last masturbation.
Jesus was there.
He witnessed it.
Moses split.
Your
I
legs.
didn't wanna-
and the- so
I was gonna say my butt cheeks, but I think the legs one was way better. What are we?
okay.
Man, we should make a podcast.
Oh no, copyright, is it the song?
That's copyright. You
Oh.
can't.
I
Nintendo
sang
will
it like
be
2
on our
seconds.
ass.
Thanks. I mean, I just want sponsorships. But yeah, so it's usually like florals and stuff. And trust me, I do like those floral setups, but I had no idea what it was going to be. I was so nervous about it. And mind you, just 2 weeks, I think, before our wedding, if I'm not wrong,
Something like that.
we finally selected our
It was-
BTO unit. It
Oh,
was
that's
2 weeks
true,
before the
yeah.
wedding. We finally selected our flat. And when we actually came to the wedding venue, I have never seen a backdrop of a dais like that. It looked like the entrance of a palace.
It was.
We call it our BTO, our grand BTO.
Yeah, it was great because like with a Singapore wedding especially, it's like because for some odd reason, like just to survive in Singapore, marriage is like it is written into it. It's like if you want to live on your own, you can only really properly legally start doing it when you're like 30,
5.
when you're 35, when you can get like a BTO as a single person.
Yeah.
So it's like to own a house,
You gotta be
you have
married.
to be married, which is a whole other thing.
Mm-hmm.
A whole other thing right now. And a big thing is, excuse me, our professional podcast needs to have a little bit of a segment
Mm-hmm.
because our recording system could have shat the bed a little bit. A little bit.
So now you're stuck with me. Is it still recording though?
It should still be recording.
Okay. Hi. Okay. Oh, y'all don't get to see his butt.
Fuck, you can see the shorts.
Now they see their butt. Can you face the camera properly with your butt?
It's branded.
It's branding. What were you saying?
So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gets how it
So
goes. What
the-
was I talking about?
So like being married is like is written in, but I think we should shelve that for another whole other episode.
That's our capitalism episode.
Yes. Where we take down the government.
Yeah, but yeah, so, but the main
Yeah,
gist
so
of sharing that is because of the BTO
so
decor.
it's a very, I would say, Singaporean bit of a wedding is that for a lot of couples, it's like when the topic of like getting married is on the table
Mhm.
for the couple, it's like I think that's why the common question is you want a BTO for a lot of couples. So it's like when you get married, it's not just the marriage, it's not just the whole ceremony that you think about.
Yeah.
It kind of kickstarts a whole fucking
It's like a domino thing.
yeah. Like a simple question turns into like 3, and then that 3 becomes like 15, and it snowballs like crazy, like basically immediately after. So for us, the whole BTO thing really only started after wedding talks, or like at the same time.
2021 actually.
Yeah.
Because the reason why it was a week before or 2 weeks before the wedding when it was finalized, because that was the number of times we actually tried
Oh, that's true.
and successfully failed.
Oh god.
Yeah.
We really tested the system.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I think a lot of other couples, like the question of BTO happens before the
way
marriage really
before
happens.
the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but that will snowball into another question. I know hopefully you know where I'm going with this, but that's another topic for another episode.
Okay.
So to kind of get back into the process of a wedding, one question turns into five, and that five turns into 25, and it just goes on and on and on. But with Tiara, one good thing with hiring a venue like that is that it costs quite significantly more than like you like back then when like underblock weddings were way more common. Now it's basically blasphemy.
I think.
But with
Yeah.
Tiara, it's like not only the decor and all that was basically covered by them, but they also supplied the food.
To me, the reason like okay, honestly, this is like facts. To be honest,
Facts, only facts
yeah.
on the factor to the. So you were saying?
Yeah. So pre-COVID, like as exactly like what you say, those community center underblock kind of weddings, they could do the food cheaper. COVID kind of spiraled a lot of things higher, and to be honest, Tiara's package price, I'm not gonna lie and say it's cheap, but it's not the most expensive price in the market. It's
That's
not
true.
hotel level of
That's
expensive.
true.
And on top of that, even though he said like, hey, we got the venue, we got the decor, we got tables and chairs and all of that, and the food, on top of it, an MC was given to us, a really good MC, and like they had their own sound system. Mind you, they even added additional things that I thought was really cool that some wedding venues don't have. They had like a camera at the stage area that was projected across projectors, and this venue we liked it so much because personally for me,
it was like a
there's an outdoor element.
It was split into two. Like there's the indoor like hall like
Yeah.
venue, but there was also like a little like structure outside for like an outdoor venue. Like had a roof, it had like TVs and stuff inside,
fairy lights, but yeah,
and fairy lights.
and I think to me the reason why I hate personally, no offense, but I really hate hotel weddings is because it's a lot of people in an enclosed space. I like things open. Of course, the idea as we were talking about weddings was me trying to really spearhead getting married on the beach where it's really open.
It's true.
And when that didn't happen, I was still so happy because of the Kallang River. There's still a body of water body. To me, you can link it to the previous episode or just water bodies. What do we like? Can we
Check it
rank
out.
it and stuff?
Check out the clip here.
Where? Oh, you're good. Okay, so I like that there's the indoor and outdoor part, and people who were seated outside, not only were there speakers, they also had projectors, so they could be perverts and look at us on the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of weird because like if you never been to a Malay wedding, it's like the reason why there's a dais is that it's like the wedded couple, the bride and groom, are kind of like treated like royalty. So we are literally sat higher than like everyone else. That's why there's a stage. we are like while higher, we're kind of like looking down on people, which is it's kind of dope, to be fair. I mean it's like one day, but
the only time in our lives.
but because like there's a lot of focus and attention given to the bride and groom.
To the
So-
two awkward people.
Yeah. So the natural flow of a Malay wedding is there's like the start of the wedding, there'll be this prick from the ROMM who will come in to officiate the wedding. He's what's the white people version of it? The father,
Officiant.
the daddy. The officiant will come in like he
Forgive me, Daddy, for
he's
I
like-
have sinned.
like with the power vested to me, I pronounce you a wedded couple. But for like in Muslim marriages, or at least in Singapore Muslim marriages, it's you sign a contract,
Don't get me
which
wrong.
is as Singaporean as it gets.
Oh my god! Speaking of that contract, also because I also had to like sign it and stuff. Just that I didn't have to shake the guy's hand and like say
Yeah.
anything. However, when I was reading through it, there's a photo that was captured. The one that he
Yeah.
literally wanted in the wedding album, where
It's-
he was signing and smiling versus me who was doing what?
It was like if you know any like any guy who got married, right? There's almost always a picture of like the signing process, right? And
Yeah.
it's like the guy shakes the officiant's hand, and it's like, or there's always like or like either after he signs or just before he signs, where he's just kind of holding like the pen and the contract is in front of him, and he's like, but he's not reading the contract. The picture is like
Him
the
looking
guy
at the camera.
looking at the camera, like, look at me, I'm so happy to sign it. But it looks like I'm just signing away like with not a care in the world.
Yeah.
That's always my vibe with that picture. But very rarely
Colossal
do you
captured
see
the.
very rarely do you see like because I thought it was just me signing it. And then like it's just like your name is on the paper, then it's like
I didn't even get a say.
yeah, kinda. I genuinely thought, because I never see that side.
Okay.
But like during that day, it was like, oh, I signed one piece of paper and then you also signed the other paper. But I never see pictures of like the bride signing. So Colossal, our wonderful photographers, actually caught that at our wedding.
Yeah.
And it was the most appropriate thing for us, because the only person who reads contracts is you. Not in this relationship. I meant like in this entire planet, probably. So it was like, it was the picture they got was like, it was like me doing the happy signing thing, and then you were like on the plumbing, and like you were holding it with your two hands, and like you were like
Reading it.
you were like
Scrutinizing.
You were
dude.
scrutinizing.
the.
you were reading it verbatim, back and forth, up and down.
I don't know what I'm signing for.
Yeah. It's like, I'm like, fuck it, I signed my soul away, that's all I know.
Right. Sure, right? This, right? Yeah. So, but to take it back, just to wrap up the decor portion a little bit. Just a huge, no offense to couples, or especially brides normally, who love a lot of floral stuff. But honestly, it was just refreshing to just have it. I don't know. I just said that backdrop to me was the first time I've seen something like that though.
It really looked like a
Palace. To me, it looked like a
palace.
little palace, yeah. So I felt like a princess.
it was great. It was fun. Like, Tiara really did a great job with the decor. It was very classy, I think. It wasn't overboard.
Yeah, because I was very scared when you think of royalty in palaces, it becomes very gaudy very fast.
Yeah.
But it was not. It was very
It's tastefully done.
tasteful, yeah. I
It
would
was
say,
great.
yeah.
It was a nice. It wasn't so harsh on the eyes. Very like it was like, it looked great, but because hopefully this is our segue into the next segment, but our outfits. Like I think because we were the spotlight, so
Yeah.
it made sense that if anything was gaudy, it would be us. So like it was nice, but it didn't. I gotta stop hitting the mic.
I thought it would have been me.
But like it was great, but it didn't like take the spotlight away from us.
If
in
anything,
our
it
outfits.
enhanced.
Yeah. So to go into the outfits, we it was a multicultural wedding. I'm Eurasian.
Looked at the camera and say it again.
I am Eurasian, and I'm proud of it. So the Eurasian community, if you could come in here and teach me about my heritage, I would appreciate it. Because I don't know jack shit about where I came from. I'm Eurasian by IC, but for like half my life, I've introduced myself as Malay.
All your life.
No, I'm owning it in the last year. I've been owning the Eurasian part.
That's because you have finally met other Eurasians.
Yeah, like two.
Yeah. Around two, like two of them.
And yeah, but and you are Indian Muslim. Indian hyphen Muslim, like spider hyphen man.
Roy.
So it was a
Okay. Is that copyright?
you knocked it off enough for it to be
And it's my
an
mouth, so
original
it's
piece.
fine.
Yeah, it was by nature, it was a multicultural wedding. So we had 3 outfits. We started off. Wait,
yeah,
I wanna. Despite what I said, I'm Eurasian, but I do lean more on the Malay side. So the first outfit was very traditional. Oh wait, no, the first
Indian
outfit
outfits.
wasn't Indian.
That's where I was going to talk.
Because in my head, for some reason, it was like the Malay one was first.
Racism. Every time I want to be no, I'm kidding. No, so actually to go to the outfits topic, I want to segue that a little bit into shopping for the wedding outfits, to be honest.
Segue in, segue.
It's still about outfits though, yeah. No, but yeah, so we for both of us though, I think unfortunately with my Indian background and his like Malay background, we really just gave a shit about our Western outfit the most,
Yeah.
which is the white gown and suit. That's what we really give a shit about, to a point that was the only outfit. My white gown and his three-piece suit, right, were the only outfits that we have never seen each other in at all. And we
true.
refuse in most weddings where the couple does a Western outfit. That is the outfit that they walk in together for.
Yes.
And that's the one I still refuse to do that. And I wanted a complete first look.
Our wedding was...
We didn't have a walk-in.
Like
Together.
Like a lot of people boast about multicultural weddings.
Uh-huh.
But like, I mean, no offense to these couples, obviously. I mean, if you had fun that day, it's your big day.
Yeah.
And if you had fun and it's what you wanted, then fucking like go for it. Like be proud of it.
Yep.
But one thing, because we go to a lot of like friends' weddings.
Uh-huh.
Like we have people like our age who got married before us.
Yeah.
And one thing I always realize that if it's a multicultural wedding where a guy and a girl, a couple who are of like different races, and they get married, most of the time it leans more towards like one of those races.
Yeah, true.
Which is I mean, like I said, nothing wrong if that's what you wanted. But I always thought that it's like a uniting of two different like cultures, especially in this case. Like we could lean more into like one or the other. It was like kind of like 50-50, but it's never like 50-50. It always goes like it's like 80-20. It goes hard into it.
Okay.
So, but with ours, I think it was unique in the sense that we also like fully admit, because for me, since I was young, I've always been on the mindset that like marriage is great.
I thought you were going to say marriage is a scam.
No. Marriage is great if you were lucky enough to find the one person that completes you, and you actually want to go through this fucking insane thing of getting married, right? It's great. It's beautiful. Weddings, on the other hand,
it's not a scam.
Weddings, when we get into it,
just a little bit.
It's like it's a fucking scam. It's a whole fucking scam.
It's not a scam.
It's an industry built on lies, deceit, and hope to scam people.
We do love our wedding vendors a lot, though. It's all him. I appreciate you guys.
It's like I appreciate the craft that goes into weddings, but the idea of weddings and the fact that there's a whole industry based on weddings, it's fucking bullshit.
It's rice bowls for some people. Why crap on that, right? So, it's just like when it's like, a pressure for you to spend and do it a certain way, that's when it gets a bit
when it gets insane. But it's like, I always thought it was a huge fucking scam. It was like, it's like the idea of like engagement rings, and like it could have just been like, here's a ring, because the idea of it, if you think about it, is just here's a ring to show like the public, like to show publicly that I am engaged to be married, and then once you're married, it's like here's a band or a ring to signify that you are a married person, that you belong to a man, legally, contractually.
No, the man belongs to the woman.
Or the man belongs to the woman. Shout out to the Sigma males who are also married. I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were doing it with me.
What was the
Sigma
out?
Face. I was just looking at the camera and trying to do the Sigma face. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was a visual joke for our visual viewers. But it was a like it is like the basis of it is that simple, right? But it becomes a whole thing. Like diamonds is just a big shiny rock, and they're worth like tens of thousands of dollars. And some people, for some, like I'm like very happy that you're the kind of person that recognizes that. You just like things when they're pretty, and like I kind of oversimplify a little bit, but it's like you recognize that. It's like you recognize that, like you also recognize that, like paying $10,000 for like a diamond is insane. Like you had very specific wants when it came to like the rings and the wedding.
And because I think I thought about it a long time, and I knew what I like. And trust me, diamonds are great and everything, but I don't know. I mean, to me, it's like $10,000. I'm like, kind of pump it in a honeymoon, pump it in a house, man.
Yeah.
Unless I have like, I'm a billionaire and I have so many tens of thousands lying around. Sure, the diamond ring doesn't make a difference. You know, like,
it's like
and
the-
diamond is not an
the-
investment, anyways.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not gold.
It's like it's all a big flashy thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, plus for me the biggest thing is that it's a day. It's one day, unless
your
then-
most expensive day in your life.
and it is like for some people like, it does go on for a couple of days,
Or weeks.
or
Depend.
weeks.
Yeah.
Call people selfish.
Yeah, but
But it is like the whole fact that it was built as like a way to just like wring money out of like happiness. Like, this is a big day, right? You should spend money on it. It's like, no, you shouldn't. Especially in this day and age. So like we
yeah.
recognize that and blame white people for it, like Caucasian culture, like
Yet
Western
we are
culture.
the most excited about their outfits now.
So it was like, and like I recognize like this whole thing started with them, and then the whole world kind of like followed suit. So speaking of suits, that's why I got a $2,000 suit for my wedding.
I was gonna say that you'd be surprised that like his suit and my dress are not that far off in price.
Yeah, it was insane.
But my gown, for example, I got it custom made. And so our Indian outfit and
it
our
was-
Malay outfit sets, those were rented pieces. Everyone around me told me that go and rent a wedding dress, this and that. But I already had like a vision in mind, and this is something that I know I want to pump in money. And they were like, you're never going to wear your wedding dress. You're not wrong, I'm not going to wear it every other day, but when I want to, I can. I have it, it's mine. And my outfit was so was it pretty?
Beautiful. It was
Yeah,
grand.
no, I see. It's so good because and here's the thing, for those of you who are in the wedding industry who are listening to this, or those vendors that I've actually went to when it came to white gowns, and I've pitched you all that ideas over and over again, maybe you should start to introduce, because this is quite common in US, UK and like Europe and
I
stuff,
don't
but
say common. It's like I don't know.
okay, it's not common.
wanna
It's
say
available. It's available there.
Yeah, I would say I
It's-
don't know if I
yeah.
want to call it trending,
Oh no,
but
no. It's just some people just
yeah,
do it.
because
Yeah.
like but it is like weddings also like go to trends and shit.
Correct. Actually, okay, so to explain about that dress a bit, like my dress was a 2-in-1 dress. 2-in-1 meaning it's like a convertible dress, meaning like when I walked in first, I already had the dress on. On top of it was this, like the dress that I wanted was a mermaid cut, so it's like quite fitting, and like there's a bit of a train and things like that. But
It's called a convertible because when the night gets fun, the top comes down.
no.
Very proud of
Hey.
him. Very proud of him.
The non-convertible part was what he said. The convertible part of the outfit was actually the skirt. I had an extra skirt to
Yeah,
make
the
it look
boring
like
part.
a ball gown. That's why when I come in, I look like a princess. Then when I left, I look like a slut. I mean,
Oh,
no, no.
it was
but-
cool, but
no, the
it
reason
is-
why white people started it was because you see, we have culturally, we changed our outfits along the way, right? Like from Indian wear, like ethnic wear, like linga, sherwani, to our songket set, we changed to our Western look kind of
Yeah.
thing. White
We-
people, they have a cocktail, the reception after,
that's
which
true.
means
Yeah,
from
yeah.
a wedding gown, their convertible part is just taking out the extra length to make it into a short party dress. That's how the idea
It was-
started.
I really like the idea because like I have seen it, like I've seen videos of it like on social media and stuff, and then you described it to me, and
It just
I
makes
like the
sense.
idea, but the thing is, with my background,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was something like I had the same idea, like the end product was the same, but I thought the execution of it would be completely different.
So how do you think I was going to get out of that skirt?
In my mind,
Granted, I had to
it
climb
was,
into it.
see, in my mind, it was like you wore a dress, and the dress was the like the main
The
thing,
main one, yeah.
right? And then I thought it was just the train that was a separate thing.
Oh.
So so in my mind, it was you in a dress,
Uh-huh.
and what made it a wedding dress was just the train.
The train, okay.
And maybe the train had some extra accessories to link it to the main dress. Right?
Okay.
That was all in my head. So I thought it was like a tactical thing. So I thought like like it was like a buckle that was hidden somewhere, and you could just like click, boom, and the whole thing would just like come off, and you could literally walk out of the train. That was my guess.
Actually, that's not wrong.
It's
because
not far off.
No, there are dresses that's called a detachable train. But mine was the entire skirt piece itself, which was much bigger than the wedding gown. But that was mine. But him, I suggested brands like Benjamin Barker to him. And he was like, okay. And then he got suggested, we can shout out the brands. My wedding gown was actually by Olivia Bottega. So then definitely not based in Singapore. So check them out. But yes.
And my suit, tailor-made, completely bespoke from the ground up, was made by the amazing designers over at Artorial Design. And it was a fucking experience from the start, because I did not come from a rich background. I came from, I want to say, like a slightly below average background. So I didn't have a lot of money. I definitely never owned a suit before. I've had like decent
G2000?
pants, like G2000 pants, and the G2000 is like one shirt. Everything else was like the cheaper versions of it. Like I would find it's a long sleeve shirt and like pants, but like it was like really cheap material. But it was close enough to pass when I used to work like formal events and stuff.
Yeah.
And like if I ever needed a vest, I never bought a vest. I would just like borrow the friend who had a vest. I would borrow it from him. That's what I would use. Ties and stuff were like cheap, but like they did the job. And I think the first time I got a suit was from G2000, and that was to go to a friend's wedding.
Yeah.
But so my knowledge in suits, despite the fact that I fucking love what's the movie? Kingsman a lot. And the fucking sommelier scene in John Wick 2. The one where he's like, it's like John Wick is probably the closest thing I would get to like knowing high culture.
Okay.
High culture.
Funny that I thought you were gonna say like James Bond or something. But
I would, but James Bond, it's not
your
not
cup
the
of tea?
same. Yeah. But so when I went into Artorial, and he was suggested to me by a close friend of mine, and he knew it was gonna be bespoke. And I one of the first things I told him was like, dog, I have no idea. It was like I have a suit in mind. It's like
like the color and stuff.
Like we agreed that it would be like the colors would be like that, right? Like, so I knew it was gonna be navy blue, and like that was all everything. It was gonna be navy blue, and it was a 3-piece.
Yeah, because you said that you didn't want a black suit, so I didn't get a suit of the color that you like, and I think you look so good in that suit, and the tailor did such a good job. It was like fitted, like the description, like a glove.
It was great because because it's tailored, so it was like naturally they would take all the measurements that they need. And I found out certain things about my measurements that like made it a bit of a challenge for them, especially because because I have like a spine thing. So one of my legs is actually longer than the other because of the way I naturally stand.
Okay.
And they accounted for it because it's a measured thing. But the way they describe it to me is that tailoring, it's a normal thing. Like, here's a suit, you will get your measurements, and then we would literally tailor the suit to your needs.
Measurements, yeah.
But because of the nature of the bespoke experience that they give, the bespoke suit, I chose everything from the fabric they used to the cuts that they made to the collar thing. It was like
you were part of the designing process in that
I was
sense.
part of the designing process, and it was fun, and it wasn't like it didn't scare me like I thought it would. They made it like a very nice experience. And because like especially for the collar, I was like, there was the one that's like a bit higher, there's the one I got, and then there's like a more traditional one. I was like, I wanted the other one, and I told him it was like that, but I don't know what the hell it's called. But like he
knew what
I was talking about. It was great. Kelvin is he was the
owner. Is he the owner?
I believe he's the owner, and he was also like the guy who was like helping me along the process.
Nice.
Man made it fun. It was great. It was
your own Kingsman experience. Basically.
It was Kingsman as hell. And I felt dope when I finally
Wore the
wore like the
suit.
full thing. If you watch The Bear, in season 2,
You do not get
the Richie episode,
Richie
like when he
episode.
finally when he wears a suit,
Yeah.
and he described
He
it
just wears
as
suits now.
he described it as like wearing armor,
Yeah.
and like you know what, that is the most accurate representation of like
When you
like
wear
you
a
can
good
like
suit.
like you can buy suits like off the rack, and
Mhm.
like I think my measurements are quite okay for like off the rack clothes. Like I bought off the rack my entire life, and I've never had problems, never major problems. But like having it tailor made to your needs, and like everything fits exactly where like the sleeves end at your wrist, and like the chest cut is exactly like the length of your chest, like the depth of your chest, I don't want to call it, but it all fits well.
Okay.
So it's like it felt like armor. I was like, I would just want to go and fight someone, but I didn't want to like get blood on the suit, so I didn't,
Yeah.
because
but,
I'm a gentleman.
that was, I think, yeah. So like the outfits part was just to sum it up, our experience getting the outfits from
You want to talk about how you got your dress?
Olivia Bottega.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew the
Because
dress I
like
wanted.
mine was it was a studio that was in Singapore, so I could go somewhere and measure.
Mm,
But for you, because Oliver Bottega is not based in Singapore,
It
maybe
was-
some people out there want to get like the same idea.
yeah. Okay. So basically, of course, firstly, it was very not. No, I didn't get the most support when I was telling just a few people that were in the part of the process of me planning certain elements of the wedding, right? So not a lot of them were on board. Neither were they fans of the whole getting an outfit overseas situation. And the thing is, I can't blame them, let alone if it's a wedding gown. And I'm not spending $200. It's over $2,000 that I spend, and I was willing to spend that much. Plus, I know that is a very renowned brand actually. Heck, do you even know that some celebrities wear her gowns as red carpet looks also? Of course, they do not cost in whatever I bought. Is much higher range, but like the gowns are like breathtaking. And because I like this convertible dress concept so much that when I made my entrance, I wanted to make a statement like with the whole thing. And but I didn't want to be in that whole thing throughout the night, because I want to dance, I want to move, which means that's just for show. But the show part is a process. So I ended up getting in touch with somebody from that team, all via email actually. And then unfortunately, my experience at the start was pretty sour, because the person that I was liaising with left the company, and the other person that took over happened to chance upon my email. And that's why my dress that was this I was liaising since like early Jan, might I add, which means by right the dresses take about 3 months. All right, 3 months to be made. So I'm supposed to have gotten it by March. Shipping delays April. In March, someone reaches out to me that they found this email, and that lady has left, and then the work started to get in play. And because of that, there was some delays that happened, and my dress went to few countries. My dress has traveled more than me. My
It's
dress
true.
started,
That thing is like
it's
shipping was
UK, no, because of the works that were done.
Yeah.
So it started off in UK. Certain beading or like lace work was done in Russia, and then the final touches of the dress was sent to China, also because China is the nearest to Singapore for delivery. That I was expected to get my dress only a day before the wedding, but thankfully, because China is so near, I got it like a week before.
yes.
That gave me enough time should I needed to alter or anything. Turns out everything was like perfect except like the sleeves. So, and I managed to find like a tailor at Tanjong Pagar area who tailored my sleeve for what, $20? $20 wedding gown kind
And
of
she
sleeve.
only done in like a couple of days.
2-3 days top.
Yeah,
So I
like
had
it was-
enough time to try it again, and I was ready, and we had to vacuum seal it to pack it to the place.
Yes.
That was the sheer size of it.
That thing is a whole beast in of
Yeah,
itself.
and so that was my experience. And for people who want to get wedding dress, I completely understand why they want to rent it. But trust me when I said that I did my research, I went down also, or I contacted people, they just didn't have the dress that I had in mind. And the price that I paid, I know 2,000 plus is not cheap, But that is where I decided to spend a bit more in the wedding for something that I wanted. You know, like there are people, for example, who can spend, I don't know, $7,000 on videography. Maybe.
Idiots.
No, maybe that's what they want, you know. And like the two of us, I didn't want to do like a pre-wedding shoot and stuff. We made our ROMM into a pre-wedding shoot by making it La La Land themed and things like that. So there were some parts where we like cut costs here and there, but because we pumped in money into things that we really wanted. And for Fariz, the suit though, I know he was going to get a suit. I just didn't know the price of your suit until you drop it.
It's true.
But the thing is, when you wear it, it felt so worthy.
And I think,
You know,
I
like-
think just to like kind of bring this segment to a little bit of a close, it's you kind of want to remind people that like what goes into the wedding, it is a lot. Like, don't underestimate it. Like,
Yeah,
despite how casual you want it to be,
correct.
it's still gonna be like a planning nightmare. It's I wouldn't call it a nightmare, but it does get overwhelming if this is your first time doing this kind of thing. So it's really like, it's like planning an event. You know, like on paper it can look easy, but it's like you realize like, oh, like this needs like 3 things, and then another thing needs another 3 things. So all these things come together, and that's why like wedding planner itself is like, it's a job that people do.
Yeah.
Seemingly for fun sometimes. I don't know why they do it, but it's a thing. So it becomes a lot, and because weddings is not just like the bride and groom, with our races, especially like Indians and Malays,
There are
family,
cultural differences,
family is a huge part of a wedding. I want to say for Chinese weddings it's a lot easier, because usually it's like a grand ball thing. I've been to like 2 Chinese weddings and they were basically the exact same thing. And like in that sense, I mean, obviously there are challenges for them as well. I'm not saying it's easy, but compared to like a Malay wedding or an Indian wedding, where it's like a whole fucking spectacle.
It is, because sometimes for them it's about showing off, and to me that about weddings is what that I don't really enjoy, because it's like, I'm a strong believer that should you want to show off, you have all the rights to. Do you have the means to?
Yeah.
If you don't do anything above your means, it's fine. You don't have to impress anybody. They'll forget about that wedding after it. But that wedding for that couple, that's your one big
sticks
day.
to your wedding, and
It's
if you, I mean, if you don't get divorced and you get another, or if you want to play the Muslim card and get married like 4 times, it's like
be my guest. I'm not planning the other 3 for you.
So it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. I'll get a
Wedding planner.
wedding planner. I already have 2 in the house, covered in hair, walk around, eat free food all the time, shit on the floor sometimes.
Rent-free tenants.
Bastards. But yeah, I'm trying to say, like, for Indian and Malay weddings, because like, your family is involved, so like there's familial expectations and familiar, like they also have inputs on your wedding, whether you want or like it or not. They're gonna have inputs. So it's gonna be a lot of time and resources going into this one day or couple of days. For like Indian weddings especially, like the things like the
Sangeet,
Sangeet,
henna night, and
it's
all
like
of that.
you have many other things, and then if you even if you want to play it like a white people thing, you have like the bachelorette night, bachelor
party,
night, party.
bachelorette
That's what it
party.
is.
You have there's a wedding rehearsal. White people do a wedding rehearsal.
Yeah, there's all this shit like that. So, kind of don't forget that it's still your day. So, we were lucky. We were I don't know what word to use. I would say like lucky that you and I agree that we both have things that we want to input into the wedding that made it our day. We put like, it was called the father wedding from the get go.
Oh yeah. The fact that we had branding a little bit here and there, input in the wedding, and I'm talking about the invitation, that the design work, credit all goes to him.
Yeah.
I have my fair share of inputs, which was there sitting there like nice. A toy or some shit, but basically like the wedding invitation had the father, it was literally called the father wedding. We did like a little like, I didn't want to have wedding guest books. I find them boring as hell.
Yes.
But because one of the gifts that were exchanged was supposed to be like a vinyl player itself, I got like vinyl non-usable vinyls that surprisingly, Shopee has it like really cheap but good quality. Honestly, we just got the markers cost more than the vinyl, by the way.
Oh, that's true.
The markers
That's
cost.
true.
So what we did was because vinyls at the center, there's that circle.
There's the little label, like
The label.
the record
Yeah,
label.
he literally designed the front and back of 4 vinyls to be like tied in with our podcast.
It was the
Album art, that's the word.
yes,
The album
like,
art.
it was
yeah.
all like it's like all these little things that, but you kind of it's the little things that you notice, right? So like the guest book not being a book, and it was just like vinyls, because I thought, well, we're not gonna just have a book like whenever we get our house. It's like we're not gonna just have a book lying around somewhere. It's like, oh, you signed it. It's like, what am I gonna do? Read this shit? Fuck you. But like, with like the vinyls, it's like we can use it as decor. We can put it up on the wall.
If you want to, yeah. And
It's like these are like they're all there. You know?
yeah, and the other thing was like the wedding getaway car, for example. I want to share that. Like the car that I really wanted, they don't have it in Singapore. Is specifically like a
So those like 50s Chevrolets.
Cadillac.
Chevys.
It's
Ca-
a
Cadillacs,
Cadillac. Yeah, I wanted a Cadillac
Chevrolet
getaway
Cadillacs,
car,
yeah.
but that kind of brand, they really don't have it here.
Which, by the way, can I just take a little sidebar and say, when it comes to like retro car rental in Singapore, you know who the fuck you are. There's like 5 like places out there that do it.
They need to up their game.
Y'all need to up the fucking game. Like, there is only so much the Volkswagen Beetle
Oh
is.
yeah,
It's like we get it.
a
It's
Beetle is cute. It's cute.
It's like it's great. Herbie Fully Loaded. It's an okay movie.
I
But like
liked it.
it's like you gotta let it go, dude. Like what? Like I get it. It's a great car. It is a classic. It's a fucking classic.
Yeah, but I just wanted a
this-
Cadillac.
how can you call yourself a retro car company when the only car you have is a Volkswagen Beetle? And like, that is it.
But I don't know. I guess people like that. So because I couldn't find the car, and I didn't want to waste money on a getaway car at all. I had people from my side willing to like rent fancy cars and all that, but I'm like, nah,
like-
I'm just gonna go back home after this. It's fine.
If you're gonna rent a
Like,
car, it's like if you're gonna rent, like I think they pitched a couple of cars and it was like, if these are the cars you want to rent, like they cost money.
and I don't want to pay that kind of
Yeah,
money
so it's
for
like-
those kind of
It's
cars.
like you guys already
like-
have a car. Like, well, fine.
Just
Like,
use
well,
it.
Fine.
Yeah, so for me literally I was like, yeah, and hell no. Just and with how Tiara is located, the car park is still a bit of a walk from the wedding venue.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to film me getting in and out of a car. I am fine. Please just let me get out in peace, figuring out to not
it's
trip
like-
over
by
myself.
the end of
you
the
know?
day, like the getaway was more of like a
Yeah,
it's
get
like a
and
slow slump off the
Yeah.
venue.
So it really was how I felt was no, what we did was went to Shopee. Thank you, Shopee. And I found like those like specifically like in like a pink, and the blue was close enough, a shade to the blue you like, close enough. There were 2 little like Elvis like Cadillac cars that wasn't even that pricey, and we used that as like props on the table, like the like guest book table and stuff like that. So to me, those little details, and it was very important for me to have like a memory table. I know I've been to weddings, especially people who have lost their parents or a loved one and stuff, and they can't be there. Not a lot of people put it out there, especially because in Islam culture it's not done that way.
It's
Like Hindus, for example, if somebody passed away, they do frame their faces in the house with a garland and stuff. Muslims don't do any of that.
it's kind of like you die, like maybe the year later, or like
There's
every so often.
prayers.
It's
Yeah.
like the most we have to like memories is, it's like I realized when I was younger, like, I had a lot of like, I would say close relatives, but relatives who are like dead or have passed on like recently, like they were important in like the family at large.
Okay.
It's like I didn't know much about them, right? But like what I do know about them, I know because I think it's a very Muslim thing. Like we would go to like the cemetery where Lim
The
Chu Kang,
grave
and like we
thing,
would clean up the grave. And it's not like you go there on your own. Like you go with your parents or maybe like an uncle or an aunt.
Yeah.
Then while you're doing it, like they would talk about this person, who
When
they were, what they did,
around, yeah.
and
Yeah,
it was like
but-
that was it.
Yeah, but for me, no, because the wedding is such a special and important day to me. I had a couple of people that physically could not be present because they are just not around anymore, and they meant so much that I wanted to have a little segment for them. So it's not like I had like a shrine or anything. I got my sister's friend to do some like calligraphy on wood to write a little message that I'm the one who came up with that message, and just to put just some frame photos. And for people, especially because majority of the guests who attended were from my mom's side, they knew these people, like as in family who attended were from my mom's side. They had a moment with just that thing because this is their family.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is something nice that you
Yeah,
remembered them, you
It's
know.
like a lot of people, like when you say wedding, a lot of the time you have an image in your head. Like,
Yeah.
you like, oh, a wedding is just like a little ceremony thing, reception thing. Yeah, that's it. But like honestly, like with a wedding, there's a lot that can be added on to it.
Yeah.
Like, but the stress of like organizing a wedding is not something to like shrug off. It's like you have to go in knowing that, you know what, like some shit at some point in time
Mm-hmm.
is gonna fly. It's definitely
No, it's a lot of shit at a lot of points of juncture will fly. You
Like,
just
so
got
you-
to be
you
prepared
have,
for it.
You have to be prepared for it. But for me, it's like, well, like no matter how simple the wedding is, right? Like it's that will happen. So it's like if it's gonna happen, why not pump in a little bit more and like actually make it worthwhile?
Yeah, and
You know, like a lot of people, it becomes a wedding that's very been there, done that.
is the I call
Pre-COVID.
it the cookie cutter.
Yeah, like the conveyor belt weddings. Which I mean, once again, it's like
It's up to them.
If,
It's still
if you if you're fine with that, if that's what makes you happy and that's what you want, right? Fucking go for it. But you know, if there's always like you kind of don't want that moment, like a week later or a month or a couple of years down the road.
I should have done this. I
Like,
should have done
yeah,
that.
like it becomes like the what ifs. It's like, you know, we
Yeah.
could have done this, we could have made like a montage play at somewhere, like we could have gotten a projector somewhere, that kind of thing. That would have been fun. Or we should have had like live music at our wedding. That would have been fun. It sucks having that thing.
Yeah. So,
So-
speaking of music, I think for us the only thing was we spent hours coming up with a playlist,
Oh
and
God.
exactly like what Fariz said, about 50% was majority of the songs were still in English, songs that I and Fariz like, but there was like, I'm not even kidding, I actually counted prior to that, there was an equal number of Malay songs, and because my side listened to both Tamil and Hindi music, even though we don't speak Hindi, there was an equal number of Malay and Tamil and Hindi songs. So we were not like I say
Biased.
biased in
Yeah.
any sense. But once again, we were biased because majority was still songs in English.
Yeah, but is
So-
it really biased? Because like
That's
shit, it
equal.
was
It's like,
we're the ones
we're
there.
the ones there, yeah.
So it's like I
So-
want to hear shit that I actually listen to.
Yeah, and for me, the only thing that I wish, that slight thing that could have been different is, could you guys pump up the music once in a while so I can hear and vibe to the songs? But looking back, it's like there are times when I'm like getting ready and I hear the music, or looking back at people who took videos. I remember one of the bridesmaid and the groomsmen, while waiting for their walk-in, one song that was happened to be playing was Breaking Free, High School Musical, and they
Oh,
were
yes.
vibing outside. When I watched that, I was like, hell yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
it's-
generation.
that's the
The
thing.
music are for you people, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting our aunts and uncles to maybe know that kind of songs, but at the end of the day, like, there are some songs for everybody.
It's all those little things that like add up.
Music, our walk-in music was very important, what we walk into. And yeah, I think putting in all those little touches of things. And for Fariz, the only thing that was different was you had he technically had like 3 weapons in the wedding, okay? So the first
That's true.
his first walk-in with in his Indian outfit was him with a giant sword
They gave me just the sword.
that could actually be
It wasn't a real blade. It
It's
was
not,
really
but
just
it's
like a
the
piece of
sword,
metal.
it's
But it was
still-
like it was in a sheath and everything. I could
Yeah.
take it out.
exactly.
And it's like if I did swing it, it's suggesting that the handle didn't just annihilate itself.
True.
I could have done damage.
That's your first one. Your second one, your keris that you
The songket is my dad has like this
an actual
like
keris,
a
right?
like a real actual like Indonesian keris that was like handed down to him from his grandfather.
Which
him.
was in place of because apparently the
Big-
the shop that
It's
we went
a-
to is they didn't. It's a prop.
our sockets were given to us by family,
Yeah.
and
Oh wait,
part of it.
shout out to Mastani Bridal for the Indian wear.
Oh yeah, shout out to Mastani for
And
not only
Suji was being
not
so
not
nice
only
to
for
us.
the great outfits that we wore, but also for the fantastic service from Suji,
She was so nice.
she made the whole experience fun and honestly a bit knowledgeable.
Yeah.
we learned a lot, and it was a lot of fun while we're doing it. But Suji also looked at me dead in the eyes and handed me a sword. So
Yeah.
it's
She
like
knows what's up.
she knows what's up.
Yeah.
Game recognized game.
And
But,
Fan
with-
Ali was
with-
also fantastic.
Part of the outfit that family gave us was like, it was like this little miniature Chris, but it was just like a
Wooden
figure.
prop.
It was
It's really a prop.
it's a prop, yeah. But when I asked about it, and they told us that well, they used to give like real Chris's,
yeah.
which for some context, in case you don't know what it is, Chris is like is the traditional Malay Indonesian Polynesian like
Dagger?
weapon. Yeah,
I think
it's
it's
a
a
traditional
dagger.
weapon where what makes it very special is that it is a single blade, but it is like curved, kind of like a scimitar, but it's wavy. And the point of it, because a lot of people ask this question, why is it curved? It's because, well, I mean, it's used traditionally in silat, which is very. We talked about
We've
it.
talked about
It takes
silat
about
before.
3 hours for it to actually get started because
Yeah.
you have to start kopi a bit, and then you maybe smoke 1-2 stick. And then after you smoke, your mouth dry, so you take another kopi with it.
They need
Lepak, then you have to go shit.
the
Then while you shit, take another smoke. Then since you smoke, mouth dry, then the third
shit.
kopi comes in.
comes in.
So after about 3 hours, then silat comes in.
But
So
yeah.
it's very it's slow because what we watch and what we just joked about is that that's the performance art
Part
part
of it,
But
yeah.
silat is it. I wouldn't call it fast either, but the whole point is that it's very flowy.
Mm.
Like it's very deliberate movements. So when you like the point of a kris is not to slash like many other blades out there. The point of a kris is, or I guess many daggers, is to stab. So the whole idea why it's wavy is that when it goes in smooth because
Yeah.
like you stab not like your hands or anything. Like this isn't a place where like when you slash you go for like your wrists, like arteries, you want to cut blood out. But for the kris it goes for like the main body.
The vital organs.
So like your
basically.
vital organs. So not your rib cage obviously, but usually it's like your gut. So when it goes in smooth, especially since there's your intestines, right? So it's curved, and the end it comes to a very abrupt end, and the end is sharp. So it's when it goes in smooth, but when it comes out, it goes out rough. So the idea is not so much to stab and go, but it's to rip in and rip out. So like what comes out is your guts, and that's what causes most of the damage. So clearly, you give that really actually dangerous weapon if like I mean any weapon is dangerous if it's in the hands of someone who knows how to use it.
Men who usually take it.
So the
but-
problem with a lot of like Sigma males
Men,
out there,
yeah.
right, is that they talk a lot of shit, talk a lot about weapons and killing,
Mhm.
but a lot of the time they don't really know how to handle these things. And like so
She did say
naturally,
some record.
when they used to give like real crises, that's made out of real metal, so it's like sharp and it's a weapon.
Yeah,
It's
but
not a
it
prop,
already
it's a
has
weapon.
its place to be placed in anyways.
Yeah. So like yeah, it's like it's supposed to be there because it's supposed to be a display piece.
Uh-huh.
But the whole idea is that it's still a weapon that you hold,
Okay.
right? It's still a sheathed weapon, so it can be come out. It's not supposed to, but the idea is there. So a lot of guys, a lot of Malay men would take
Play
out the
with it.
blade and play with it, and because it's still a dagger, just because it's meant to stab doesn't mean you can't slash with it. So they play with it and they cut themselves a lot.
Yeah.
And they bleed, and it's like because it's a real sharpened
They
blade
bleed a
that's
lot.
maintained, they really fucking bleed. So to mitigate that, they replaced it with a prop. It still looks like a kris and this thing, but for me the biggest thing wasn't the fact that it was a prop, but because it was tiny. It was a small thing. It was like it was alright.
Yeah, and then you ended, but it was nice because then your second outfit when you came in to like the like Spotify Kumpang, which is like the drums to welcome the groom and stuff, he actually came in with your dad's Chris. But for me, like when to hear the story of that's not just your dad's, it's passed down.
Yeah.
So it's a
like,
sentimental thing that you actually walked out with, and I thought that was really cool. The third outfit in his suit, though, there was no weapons. However, there was a third weapon in the wedding. Care to share?
I think it's like right there.
It's a process. Want to take it out? Do you want to do it? Do you want to take out a knife? Are we going to get banned, or our video's going to get...
We might get demonetized, so no.
No, okay.
It's not, so
But
it is one of the things
gifts,
that,
the dulangs.
one of the dulangs, the gifts that was given, kind of like bride's
exchange.
family to groom's family and vice versa. Was that we got to choose what they were.
Yeah.
And I always thought it would be dope if we could like have a weapon. But with weapons comes like there is what's the term? There's like meaning to it. It's like it's kind of like why you
the one
don't
you tell
give,
me an X. You said don't get an X.
it's kind of like to make it a more like local thing. It's like I think it's a Chinese thing where you don't give someone a watch. I think
because
then it's like you're telling them like your time is up.
Yeah.
Something like that. So like if it is a gift, it usually
It's
comes with something else.
Superstitious.
Yeah,
thing.
the superstitious thing. But like one of the things that you thought would be cool was that if I gave an axe, and it was a suggestion given to me by my groomsmen because they were my guys, my juniors when I was back in the SCDF, and one of the things
you'll break the glass with like X and stuff.
Well, one thing is because like with like firefighters, is like the axe is what we use to break down doors.
Oh, doors, yeah. So you're not glass.
But in most like real modern firefighting departments, we don't use an axe because that shit is dangerous. Because it's like you could swing an axe and what if someone's like right on the other side of the door? So we have machines that specialize in that shit.
Okay.
But in the Singapore like civil defense, we keep a tradition where like a little golden axe is like an award. It's like a ceremonious thing, ceremonial thing. So like they had the idea as well. So then you had the idea to give it as one of the gifts. But I was like, well, yeah, but in certain cultures, if you gift an axe, it is an actual
declaration for war.
It's a declaration of war. So it's like if you give it to me, it's like your family is declaring war on my family.
But the thing is this, because this is shout out to Caesars, which is a weapon shop that is in Plaza Sing.
They make, I want to say replica weapons, but I think they also do make like
regular
actual
weapons.
swords.
So don't forget, when you own this type of weapons in Singapore, you have to have license to actually own them.
Yes.
So when we got the dagger for Fariz, it does come with the paper. I don't know if you still have it, but it's fine, a small one. But basically that shop also has like guns. Like olden day cowboy level kind of guns also.
Flintlock pistols.
Yeah.
But like it used to be like full size, but I think now it's like downsized.
Yeah,
Sucks.
but that was why I was asking him, like, since you've always wanted a weapon and we enter the shop a lot of times, why not we include it in the gifting process? But you get to pick your weapon. And then when I saw an axe, I was like, wouldn't it be cool? And you're like, that's you waging a war.
So we can't give an axe. It's like we could just have an axe. Like we could buy one in the future and just have it in the house.
But not as
like,
a
we can't
presentation.
gift it to
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah, in the end, so he chose this dagger that also resembles a Chris, right? Like yours is not straight. Or is yours straight inside?
It is a straight dagger, but
okay.
it has a lot of like Egyptian.
It was so cool. The
symbology
holder.
on it.
Yeah, it was really cool. It's like a little Cleopatra thingy.
It was nice. It's really just a looking thing. It's like a display piece.
We just don't have the space to display it now. But
It's true.
yeah, so I think that part, it's literally tying in little elements of you and your partner on your big day to make this feels a bit more like you. It doesn't change the fact that a wedding has its process regardless of like the race or the religious aspect of it, meaning like if it's a religion thing, if you're Muslim, I don't care what kind of Muslim and saying what kind of race you are, the Muslim part, it doesn't change the fact that you start with nikah. And during a nikah ceremony, there's only so much you can implement. You really can't.
Yeah.
It's a system and on its own. So you can
can't-
work around it.
You can't change the cultural aspect of it, but
Yeah.
you can change you can change the you can't change the context of it, but you can change the culture around it.
A little bit, yeah.
And a lot of people, especially because like in Singapore, because culture is a very big thing, tradition, they're very scared to move
Break
things
it.
around. And it's like I get why. Even with our wedding, like there was a lot of things where we wanted to change but we couldn't.
Oof, yeah.
Or some things just have to be implemented.
Yeah.
But they like that we were like, why? Like culture.
To be as simple as like the gifting thing to even begin with, dulangs are not an Indian thing. It's strictly a Malay thing.
It's a Malay thing.
Because in Indian culture, like this is not the Muslim part. In Indian culture, by right, your family was supposed to present me with gold.
Yes.
But that didn't
like
happen.
A cow or something.
No. You can
Is that
eat
racist?
It. A little bit. But that's also how Muslims back in the day get married. They exchange.
Like goats.
Yeah, I want to
like
have your hand in. Yeah, marriage. Can I? Yeah. So by right, you were supposed to present me with gold that he didn't, by the way. And the end, it ended up being like gifts and stuff. And I'm like, what the hell is this gift thing for? Because I was very worried. Is it going to be some shit that I don't like, I don't need? Because the weddings I've attended and the gifts that I have seen, not all of them, but most of them, those are just like...
Shout out to the MacBook Pros.
Shout out to the Chanel bags.
The Gucci shoes. It's always an iPad. There's always an iPad.
We did that stereotypical thing.
Like, there's always an iPad.
But
that I never see used.
And then so there's always like those things, like it's
Rolex
very
watches.
fancy. Rolex watches.
There's always a Rolex watch.
The literal gift exchange itself is in 5 figures.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like I don't want to waste that kind of money. Like, hello.
Plus, like we don't use that shit. There's always like perfume too.
Very expensive perfume, Chanel No. 5 or whatever.
Mambo No. 5.
Okay, no copyright. But yeah, so to me was when we finally got, I think the cutest part was when, like I said, when we got the record player from Audio Technica.
Yes.
Yeah. And Fariz has been eyeing on these ginormous NASA space shuttle Lego sets. And when we happily got both of them and realized that they really cannot fit the tray at all, in order to still replicate that whatever gift we are putting on there resembles those real gifts, he got the Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah,
like a little vinyl record Bluetooth speaker.
It was just a Bluetooth speaker.
Shout out to Shopee.
But it looks like a vinyl player.
Yeah,
but it was cool because
cute.
it wasn't just a for show thing. Like the arm on the vinyl player, that was like the on switch.
Which is cute, and it does turn when you play it.
It turns.
We did give it to someone to just use it as it is
True.
after the wedding, because we don't need to use that. But like that was in place of the actual record player, and in place of your giant NASA space shuttle. What I got was the kid's version of it, which he himself built, and he added a little. It's over there, right? Yeah,
it's like it's buried in a mountain.
Yeah, but
crack,
basically, you built with that little rocket fire thing.
It was like, it was one of those things where like,
and he refused to sell it now. You're
like,
just attached.
Yeah, it's like if you think about it, for like, it looks cool, like it's like a little display case and everything. And like, it looks cool because it looks like it's taken off. But if you think about it for more than like 3 seconds, you're like, that's not how a space shuttle launches though.
But it's like
because
this.
it's like if this is the space shuttle, right? Like it launches like that.
Yeah, like vertical.
It goes up because the thrusters are on the back.
You did an aeroplane kind of a thing.
I made it have like a VTOL, so it just like launches up like that. But it looks like it's on like, it's like thrusters going down, but you're like,
no one thing. But basically he got so attached to it that was supposed to be the stand-in, and that's what you have just kept.
I mean, it's like I can only build the actual space shuttle like when we get the house.
Few years down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of house, I think we should get started on the next segment. And I think we can start to wrap things up.
I think if that's the case, this episode might be broken into 2 parts for the sheer length of it. I actually think so.
Most like we'll see how it goes.
We can do a part 1, part 2. But...
Motherfucker. Alright.
Oh, that's how the part 2 starts. We're back.
Yeah, so we'll start with the next segment. We'll jump right.
You left the iPad on the bed, didn't you?
No.
Yeah. Do you know what's the next segment?
We'll be right back.
Okay, no. Do you have the iPad? What did we talk about? We talked about decor. We kind of talked about music, I guess. And the outfits. Yeah, that's why I figured it.
Oh, we actually, okay.
And outfits was a bonus, I think we talked about.
To be fair, we did kind of accidentally cover the second topic.
The brand part, right?
Yeah. But
how to make it yours, yeah.
But the last segment, the next segment.
Oh, this is actually the fun one.
Will be a more
personal.
kind of a big question that we get asked a lot. It's what
Ooh.
changes when you get married? What changes when you get married?
I lose my space.
So do I.
Yeah.
So it's a very
I
big.
didn't even get to elaborate, man. It's just
So
it's about me now.
So it is a common question that we get a lot.
Yeah.
Particularly because while we do have a lot of friends who have gotten married, we also have a good bunch who have not. And if anything, I have, I don't know about you, but I've gotten a question where it's like people didn't expect me to get married like this soon. But which is weird to me because a lot of people in Singapore,
As in, do these
like,
people know that we've been together long?
a
Or
lot of people don't know how long we've been together.
I think so. I think
So,
we just been around for quite a long.
We've just been around. But like with a lot of people there, your torch is on.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why I made that sound.
But
Yes.
yeah, a lot of people like I would say the average age to get married in Singapore is like in your mid-20s.
Which we
like,
actually are
Which
not.
we're like in our late 20s.
Yeah.
So like by average we are a bit late.
Honestly, yeah.
So a lot of people because
Yeah, I would say like the common age, I'm not sure for men, but females in general, the common age is 25. That's like some magic number.
For some reason, yeah. But it's weird because like with Singapore's like to own a house you have to get married. So I would understand why a lot of people want to get married a lot sooner just so they can like get that shit started. Which is for me it's
like a whole vicious cycle. I feel
it sucks. That approach sucks. Like getting married is like a house. Don't do that.
Yeah, you should have done it. We should have gotten married years ago then.
Yeah, but because like getting married at whatever age, right? It's a huge change for both parties.
Yeah.
It's huge. A lot of things change. A lot of things are set into motion whether you know it or not. And this isn't even talking about a kid. You know, a lot of people think like when marriage equals kid.
I mean, that's how it's drilled into our society.
Yeah,
in the
for
first
most
place.
Malays, the marriage happens because there is a kid.
I didn't say that.
I did.
Yeah, he's allowed to.
No, but like yeah.
No, not because you're a guy, because of your race.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to like be clear. It's like it's not a
But
gender.
it's like yeah, like, a lot of people like assume you're gonna get married. That means the next step is kids. It's like no motherfucker. It's like the kid is like in this economy.
Yeah, but
It's like it's like fucker. That little bastard isn't even in the equation right now, and it's already things are changing quite a lot.
I don't know. I just find that like, I mean, being a woman, I get asked that also a lot, but especially the kid part because I'm the child bearer, right? So I'm the rightful person to
I'm the
ask.
child abandoner.
Oh, fine. Be that way.
How are you actually like tearing up?
No, I'm not. No, when people ask me that question, for me it's always more of a, it's not that I never want to kind. I just can't even think about it right now because that's just not in my, if I'm allowed to even plan the route of my life, that's just not in the talks now for me. And if they're going to be like, fine, they're going to throw science in the picture, the older you get, there's more risk and that, I'm still at that headspace where I feel that, you know what? It's fine if I don't have a kid. I can be like a cool aunt or something. I'm fine with that. I don't have to feel like to have a kid to feel a sense of fulfillment or completion kind of a thing. And if anything, that some people say like, I do understand, I guess to each his or her own thoughts, you know, but they say like a kid kind of completes a couple, completes the marriage, but I'm like,
that is a horrible way to think about
no,
it.
that's how a lot of people have said, but a kid will complete you, a kid will solve your issues, and I'm like,
we as a society have to let that shit go, fam.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, if should a kid come into play eventually,
if your Malay wedding happened because you got pregnant,
the shotgun,
like the shotgun marriage, which let's be honest, like jokes aside, it does happen
quite a lot,
and it is a complicated path therein because it is like ingrained in culture and religion, but it's like that, don't make it don't rely on that kid, you know, like if if you got married because a girl is pregnant, it's like great. You know what? Credit to the guy for not just like
To the
ejaculate
guy, or
and
is it the parents and all step in and make it into some obligatory thing?
fuck. I mean, that one depends on the family.
Yeah.
But for the guys, like you could have just ejaculated and evacuated, but you didn't. You stuck around, and hopefully you actually just like raise a kid and not just raise a kid because it's a kid and not just because you forgot to wear a condom when you were a pandan leaf or some shit. I don't know. But like, it's a huge step, and when that is involved, fuck it, we'll probably get guests on who like have kids who are relatively young couples. I think it'll be a fun topic to talk about. But for us, it's like things like moving in like together,
Oh my god. Yeah, that's what I
Moving
was
in,
trying to
like-
say about the space. Like, to me, for the longest time, if we were just not born into this country, we were like living in the States, I kid you not, years ago we'd have moved into an apartment ourselves.
right.
We could have done it, me, you, a couple of friends or whatever. It would have just been fine because that is the kind of culture is there, and the legality is the fact that you can do that. Here, yes, you can move, you can rent a room. That's about it.
And then get kicked out that night because your landlord's an asshole.
I mean, I don't know, man. But like, because of this whole thing, and mind you guys, the fact that we've been dating for so long now, and now that we are finally married, and it's been 3 months into this wedding thing, I kid you not, it's literally like a week ago that I've actually fully moved into your house.
Yeah.
It's not even
It's
that
about
long.
right, yeah.
So I don't even fall in that category of people who, like, you don't have a BTO or resale flat yet, but right after marriage you straight away move in. I took like 3 months to get my butt here, like I took my time to
It's
slowly transition and to not overwhelm you also, and the space part is such a big thing because our wardrobe is shared, our table, by the way, we have a very nice setup
Oh
here.
yeah, we have
A new table.
if you are like a purely audio listener, we have a whole new thing happening.
Yeah.
Which,
I like the setup.
You should, if you're an audio listener, thank you for listening. But you should probably head over to youtube.com/@fartherco or whatever the fuck our YouTube channel is.
I don't know, you
can't
named
remember. I made it. I forgot.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
it's a whole thing.
our drawer space, our bed space is shared.
Hell, the show. Like
The show
host,
was
like-
shared before the thing, but
No,
like
no,
the
I mean,
bed
like-
space
I
is
mean, like,
new.
like restarting the show, even like on top of like the wedding, then post wedding, and then like with like our personal lives now, it's intertwined now.
Yeah, and the fact that
Alimony?
now, you didn't have any. Do I have any? I think on paper I only get to keep the ring.
According to RMM, yeah.
Just the ring, right?
Technically.
That's stupid. No, it's not. I
The
lost.
way it was phrased,
It
yeah,
was
it
just
is.
the ring. Mind you, he had to pay $10 to get it changed because of grammar. Right? I got it right. Right? It
Yes,
paid money to
grammar.
like change.
all that because the site just crashed on me,
Wonderful.
and then I got a confirmation email and like, okay.
But yeah, so literally everything, and now because of the fact that we even work together, I think that part is still quite fun though. I like going to work with you and all that. But when you are dating, or at least when you're living separately, there's a large chunk of your life that's not shared, that's very personal, like it's your own thing. Now that we live together and things like that, it just feels that exactly like what you say is very intertwined, but at the same time it also feels nice because that's what we have been wanting for the longest time of dating, because we don't have that.
Yeah, it's because we talked I don't know how many times about like, I wish we could just live together.
Yeah,
And it's kind of like
granted, we've always said that without the context of marriage also. It's just like it would be nice to just live together.
Like that was one cool thing about like Western culture where
Yeah.
like before you get married,
The whole
it's like you can kind of trial living together. So it's like
Well, Singapore frowns upon living
yeah,
relationships.
so it's
yeah.
like weird because if you think about it, like that's like the one thing about this entire like marriage process that makes sense over there.
Right.
Because you can kind of try because like you could be like perfect for each other
Uh-huh.
in every way, but like if like the way you live is
Which is what we are
like,
also
if you
slowly
have-
getting used to each other, our habits
if
and
you have
stuff.
certain habits that just do cannot work together.
Yeah.
Like it can be like a make or break kind of thing, or it's something that now you know, so you can work on it so that in the future when you get married, it doesn't
It will not become
problem.
a problem. So for me, I think it's like I'm sure you are learning from me. I'm also learning from you, our habits and whatever not. And there are some things we should. There's the compromise element and all that has to come in play for us to like live happily together, kind.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think I'm happy living with you. It doesn't change the fact that I would kill to just have our own space, because it does not change the main thing, which is we have a shared space. Our shared space is not a house. Our shared space is a room. So basically, is what we gotta fit what we have in this room into a house, which just means that we actually can do it. There's a bit more space, and we have appliances and furniture a bit more, but I can't wait for that, because then that's a literal our little personal space. But for people who have been asking us like how has it been, honestly, other than the living together part, it's not that different for how long. But then again, because we know a lot of people who got married, not all, but quite a bit of people that we know that got married, maybe their dating phase was their dating and their marriage life are shorter than what how long we knew each other for already. So for them, it's like they expect that vast difference when they get married, but for us it's like, okay,
it's like, cool, you live here now. Now what?
Yeah, it's like I feel that, which in a sense I also find that it's nice, but at the same time I'm like, then what's this big hype? Like, I thought that people were trying to drill it's going to be so different. It's going to be like, okay, the difference was the two of us clearing our stuff out to make space for the other party.
It's like we
purge our shit.
It's like it's not like I knew you for 3 weeks and then like, I want to get married.
Yeah, it's
on BTO. No? It's like,
yeah, so it's just I just feel that not a lot has changed, which I find it's a good thing. But the part that did change is just that we are just together a lot more. We don't have to fully schedule appointments to have a meal or something. I think that's nice.
True, yeah.
And it doesn't change. It does help the fact that north side, south side, I don't have to like make appointment to like come down half. Let's see what's the best meeting for
I mean, shit, now we can probably just record easier now.
Yeah, so I think we can churn out more episodes and stuff. Just that. Yeah, and he's tried to now that I'm here and I have the setup and all that, he's tried to rope me into gaming. That hasn't been going very well so far because, mind you, 1 week into the house, but the one time I decided like, okay, let's go and I'll be the backseat gamer, right?
Yes.
And he played a game on the PC and I lasted about 40 minutes I think before I fell asleep.
Yes.
At 9 o'clock at night.
So tune in tomorrow where we will stream Baldur's Gate 3 for 28 hours straight.
Oh, don't worry, what's the other game? Misfortune.
Little Misfortune.
Oh, Lil. Yeah. But yeah.
So I guess
how is it actually for you though? Or like a guy's perspective for what you've been drilled your whole life, how has this been? Marriage, I guess.
Women shed a lot of hair. Just so much hair in just where
you don't even complain. You have 2 cats, please.
Yeah, but that's fur.
Yeah, and I just shed hair.
Just hair.
So
girls are gross. It's like girls.
I'm gross.
Girls keep calling guys gross all the time.
Oh wow.
All the time.
Oh hell
but
no.
in reality, I swear to God.
I swear to God, I keep my shit here way more cleaner than this guy ever does. I clean up after you a lot. He eat, the chips fall on him, and I'm like, okay.
And then she eats it up after.
No. Why would you? I would never. Did I? No, I didn't. Yeah, guys, y'all are disgusting creatures. Okay, like, but I do agree about we shed a lot more hair. I'm sorry about that.
So much hair. It's like,
that doesn't make me gross. That's just what happens.
It's gross. Did you know that girls get periods? What the fuck, right?
It's a bit nasty. Talk about that. But
okay.
Yes, we do until we either get pregnant or we reach menopause where we go through a
then you like physically transform into an
Listen,
auntie.
God does not cut women's leg, okay? They don't give us a break at all. You give us periods for the first, I don't know, no, not first, like for about 4-5 decades of period, you give us that. Our break is
Every month.
every month, 12 times a year. And unless you're women with even more regular ones, that's also a case. You give us cramps, you give us a lot of things that comes with period side effects. The only time you get a break in that 4 decades or so is when you're literally carrying a child. After which your pain is the childbirth, and let me not even get into pregnancy pain because I've never experienced it, but there's a lot of that shit. And after that, back to periods and everything. And guess what? Just when you think life is fine, when periods have ended, menopause, what does that do to you? You die. So yeah, women, we don't catch a break. Your men better be nice to women, okay? Don't say something stupid right now.
You're a Sigma male.
I thought you were going to say those 2 words when I say it, because it was a very like a don't say shit right now. Like,
If you're a Sigma male and you still genuinely think that way, you fucking idiot.
what is a sigma?
No, the proper term is
Omega?
Sugma.
Oh,
Sugma males.
masuk madik, right?
Yeah.
That's like the joke on TikTok. Hi, I can't go into work today.
I have lima.
No. I'm diagnosed with a disease. It's a syphilis.
Sugondis.
No, syphilis. I'm sick of this shit. And then you don't come into work.
Oh.
Would have been nice if you laugh, but you keep thinking about sucking bongs and dicks.
Because that's the Sugondis.
No, it's syphilis. Syphilis shit is that's the joke about not coming to work.
Yes, dear. So that has been the first
A
episode
horrible
of
time
season
to
2
say that.
of the Father from the Point podcast.
Oh, first 2 episodes. For how long this episode has been. I kind of miss this.
Better be. Fuck it. I'm the one editing it.
I'm sick of this slander.
You can suck on these nuts on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, and probably wherever else you listen to shit.
Signing off is the 3-month-old bride. And
Me. I've been your co-host Fariz, and this has been my co-host.
introduce me as my rightful title. This has been my... What am I doing? This is my...
This is my wife.
Woo!
My wife ampersand co-host.
Yeah, Hana.
There you go. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening and or watching, and we hope to see you again real soon.
Can I do that?
You can now.
Okay. Aw.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.